This is Monaco. Monaco is a microstate located in Europe on the Mediterranean Sea. It speaks French, eats French food, and is surrounded by France, but one question still remains. Why is it not a part of France? It all started in the 6th century BC when the ancient Greeks founded the colony of Monaikos in this part of the Mediterranean Sea. Later the Roman Empire took control of these lands and had them until the fall of the Western Roman Empire in 476. Jumping forward to the Middle Ages, in 1191 the Holy Roman Empire granted these lands to the city of Genoa. Genoa started refounding the city in 1215 and built a fortress there, transforming Monaco into a Genoese colony. Later a conflict in Genoa started between the Guelphs, the guys who like the Pope, and the Ghibellines, the guys who likes the Holy Roman Emperor. Spoiler alert: the Ghibellines were victorious and expelled many of the rich prominent Guelphic families from Genoa. One of these families that were expelled was the Grimaldi family. The Grimaldi family responded by seizing the fortress in Monaco in 1297. They were later kicked out by the Genoese forces, but the Grimaldi family never forgot about Monaco. Genoa later expanded Monaco with the city of Menton in 1346, and then Roquebrune in 1355, enlarging Monaco by almost 10 times. Then in the late 1300s, Genoa lost Monaco after engaging in a fight with the Crown of Aragon over the island of Corsica. Over the time the Crown of Aragon struggled to maintain their control over Monaco, so in 1419 the Grimaldi family purchased Monaco from the Crown of Aragon and established themselves as the official undisputed rulers of Monaco. This marked the beginning of the modern Principality of Monaco. In 1630 the Prince of Monaco sought French protection against Spain, and 12 years later in 1642, he got it. This made the princes of Monaco into vassals of the French kings, which meant that Monaco paid tribute to France for military protection. This deal made the princes of Monaco increasingly spend more and more time in Paris, which made the Italian culture and language slowly being replaced by French language and culture in Monaco. Monaco continued being a protectorate of France until the French Revolution in 1789. The French Revolution abolished the French monarchy, and the new republic wasn't really big fans of monarchs in general. This made Monaco and the Grimaldi family very scared. Then in 1793, France invaded Monaco. Monaco tried to withstand the French forces, but they were completely decimated by the French army, and the Grimaldi family was exiled from Monaco. Napoleon Bonaparte later overthrew the French Republic and established himself as the Emperor of France. During his reign, he expanded the French Empire by incorporating many territories. But luckily enough, Monaco was never annexed into the new French Empire. Monaco was occupied by France until the end of the Napoleonic Wars in 1814. After this, the Grimaldis were quick to re-establish Monaco as a principality. However, just 1 year later, at the Congress of Vienna in 1815, Monaco was designated as a protectorate of the Kingdom of Sardinia. The Grimaldis had little choice but to accept this arrangement, as the Congress of Vienna wielded significant authority and influence at the time because it was made up of all the strong European powers who just defeated Napoleon. This new deal for Monaco meant that Monaco would have to accept Sardinian protection and guidance in its foreign affairs while maintaining internal autonomy. Monaco remained a protectorate of Sardinia until 1860, when the Treaty of Turin was signed between the Kingdom of Sardinia and the Second French Republic. The treaty made France agree to support the unification of Italy under the leadership of Sardinia. In exchange, Sardinia would give some territories on its border with France. These territories included Monaco, which meant that Monaco became a French protectorate once again. So now Monaco was a protectorate of France again, but what is this shape? These borders are not the modern borders of Monaco, so what happened? Well, the cities of Menton and Roquebrune had become so angry at the heavy taxation by the Grimaldi family that they revolted and declared their independence from Monaco the same year as Monaco became a protectorate of France. These towns were Italian, and that is also why they declared their independence. They didn't want to have France as their overlord. Instead, they wanted to be annexed by Sardinia, but France protested this because Monaco was now a French protectorate. That meant that if Sardinia annexed these lands, France would lose their influence over the towns, which France didn't accept. Meanwhile, Sardinia was too busy reuniting Italy and really needed France's support for it. So they didn't try to annex these lands either, which meant nothing happened, until the Prince of Monaco decided to give up his claim to the two towns and sell them to France for 4,100,000 francs. This meant that Monaco lost 95% of its population and that it shrunk overnight from 25 square kilometers to 2.1 square kilometers. This decision made everyone happy. France got new territory to expand into, Monaco got some money, and Sardinia was happy that the crisis was over so they could focus on the reunification of Italy. The only ones who were sad were the townspeople who didn't want to become a part of France, but nobody really cared about that. This decision was formalized through the FrancoMonas Treaty of 1861, which recognized Monaco's sovereignty and the transfer of ownership of Menton and Roquebrune to France. As a result of this deal, and also for the newly built casinos, the Grimaldi family was able to stop collecting income taxes in Monaco. This was the ultimate FU to the townspeople of Menton and Roquebrune who revolted because of the taxes in the first place. This also had the effect of creating the modern tax haven that Monaco is today. Later in 1918, a new treaty was signed between France and Monaco stating that Monaco's international policy would always be aligned with French political, military, and economic interests. This treaty was signed because the only heir to the Monegasque throne was Louis II, who was a German citizen and had family ties to Germany. At the time, France was still at war with Germany during World War I, and France was concerned that if Louis II were to ascend to the throne, he might let Germany use Monaco as a foothold to attack France on the Mediterranean side. And at last, the latest treaty signed in 2002 between France and Monaco specified that should there be no heirs to carry on the Grimaldi dynasty, the principality would still remain an independent nation rather than to join France. So this is why France never annexed Monaco. The FrancoMonas Treaty clearly states that France will respect Monaco's sovereignty and independence. But also, it doesn't really matter because Monaco's international policy will always align with the French one. And not only that, France also gains a lot of money from the people who want to visit Monaco because they usually stay in French towns and then walk into Monaco because it is a lot cheaper. Thanks for watching this video. Remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.